Quick. All right. So other than that, you can wait for it to pull back a little bit. It is having some resistance right here. I don't know if it'll pull all the way back to that original trigger level, but if you missed the original entry, you could take that. Visa is currently in play. Visa was called 35, was down here. Those have already moved very nicely. All right. Visa, you could wait on the pullback if you missed the original entry to 258.54. The video already has made this move from our trigger as well. So NVIDIA was for calls above 469.59, which is actually where it's at right now. That was earlier in the day. You could have caught the quick pop on it. And now it's starting to make a kind of in that spot where it's going to either just end up being a pennant or a triangle. If this pulls back down to 467. Pennant wise, right? So we're looking for on a pennant would be for it to continuously have higher lows and then lower highs here and continue to tighten and bring itself in, kind of converge on itself before preferably breaking out to the upside. The triangle move, you'll be looking for the same thing. It's just that it will come back down lower to 468. So both of those, realistically, if you want to just hop in now, you would be looking to hop in calls. The pennant move would be looking like this, where you would probably get like a push toward the end of the day, push back towards higher day. Whereas the triangle would be it moving currently is back down to 468, and then you will look for again a bullish move to kind of kick up towards later, possibly be something that gets and gets swung into tomorrow. All right, Amazon is valid. We're gonna put up one more time. Let me just change that color real quick. All right, and then AI. Wanted to take AI calls over 2865. That did not trigger. Still looking at it. Right now, it is sitting at a decent demand area. Pop out to the hourly real quick. All right. So this is something that I'm still wanting to take, might take towards the end of the day if we're still floating around this 2730 range. All right. So the reason I like this is because we're in this kind of sweet zone here. Anything below this is beautiful puts come all the way down to test the opening or low of this Friday opening 1 hour candle. All right, so put side, we have a lot of room. I want calls. Uh, I want calls, and I want to take it, stop out below 27.25. I want to take it up here to fill it out. There's my call setup that I'm liking. And then puts do break down, close below this 27.25. Then we got put move all the way back down to the demand down here around 25.80. And we'll stop out on the push back outside of that demand that would turn. Does that make sense? Very strong push. Does that make sense to anybody? If you're confused, please put chat. Let's learn why we make money together. All right. I'm gonna set an alert on AI for a push over that candle. Is 2758. Yeah. So waiting for it to take 2758. Enter calls. Today is Tuesday, so we can take a 2750 or 20 calls. If those are both available, they should be for this week. If you want to go a little bolder with it, you could go 29 calls. I would say get 2 weeks on it. Shouldn't take 2 weeks for it to make that move, but safety and just hedging risk by choosing the least it's a lesser key option contract. And then circle back to Amazon. We're gonna look at Tesla, SPY, Qs. Like I said, Amazon already triggered for its move up. Excuse me. It's still moving up very strong. You see. Ooh. All right, so very strong. Once it gets to that 147 area, you could look for even bigger potential breakout. Pop out a little more. Yeah, and then you're feeding right into this huge area of supply. All right, so that'll kick you up there. Well, then you gotta do something with it. But we already have broken the inside candle on the 1 hour. So you got a 1 hour inside candle trade that's triggered up. Should also double up on the 45 minute. Yeah. All right. All right, but right now we're consolidating out facing this current interest supply. If y'all have any questions, put them in the chat. All right, huge, strong push on SPY, hit a new 52-week high. Once you hit 52-week highs on, the indices, you wait for a pullback. All right, once you start pushing, you wait for pullbacks. If you want to catch the momentum shorter term, you let it pull back intraday. I'm on a smaller time frame. If you want to catch the swings, then you let it pull back on a bigger time frame. Let it pull back on the day before hour. All right, so if you're trying to catch the continued move up, today you already have. It's not even that big of a move today, really. Most of that move was Monday. We haven't even really moved up a full dollar, just with a decent range. I would say let it pull back though. If you want to swing SPY, let it pull back to 459. That might not be today's thing. You can zoom out, right? Because in 2 week high, this isn't like an all-time high. We are kicking up very strongly. So we're gonna look at the other spots that make up SPY. We see Qs are pushing towards what looks like it would be all-time highs. Yep, Qs are pushing all-time highs off of this bull flag breakout that we talked about before. So this is where it comes into paying attention to your charts on different time frames, not to do like a full top-down analysis before every trade, or that you have to look at all your time frames on every single stock. But being aware on a bigger picture. Right, we see this big bull flag on a monthly for the Qs. Right, we see it break that on a November candle, and now it's about to test these highs. Right, definitely helps. Appreciate you, bro. So look at that, and if the bull flag plays out how bull flag should play out, right, then we should see this start pushing up and push past these all-time highs. We should see this start pushing up towards 420. Right, and so that's where you can take value plays in the market. Come on now, come on, there we go. So that's where you can find value plays. All right, so we're going to start using our resources. That's where we go to. Right, this is where you start getting in the weeds, start really getting in your bag type stuff. So we go to this site. We should probably get CQs here. Yep. Boop. Holding. Boop. Right. So this is thought process. This is kind of like that higher level thinking, or really thinking through stuff and being proactive and taking initiative on things rather than being reactive. This is how you get the, damn, you caught that move early, or dang, how'd you know this was going to go up there? Or I caught this at the bottom instead of catching at the top. Like, this is the type of thinking you got to move yourself with. So if we come back here, right, and we're taking the Qs. I'm gonna give one more kind of example. Think about like correlation. For example, like we seasonality, how that's one of my favorite strategies. If we're looking at making bullish moves on certain things, we know at certain times of the year, travel is increased, right? Summertime, kids are out of school, people are on break. Weather's nice, people are going to travel more. that correlates to increased revenue for travel companies, travel agencies. So then you can go look to see if Expedia, TripAdvisor, Delta, Carnival Cruise, Royal Caribbean have subsequent increases in share price, or if they're beating earnings more often after the summer, right? That's correlation. So we see Qs are breaking out of a monthly bull flag, right? Then that means that the Qs we should expect if we're gonna move, and it's not gonna be immediate. All right, so that would be over the span of more months. But that would mean that over the span of the next, we'll say maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll say maybe over the next 6 to 7 months, if this bull flag plays out, quote unquote, properly, or it should move up towards 472. All right, we should get those new highs. We should move up towards 472 on the Qs within the next, by the end of the year at least, for 2024, barring no extra type of pullbacks and stuff. And we already know stuff goes with election year. All right. So if that's our bias, if that's what we're seeing, if that's our anticipated move, if Qs are going to go up another, and this is from that breakout point, so that'll be another 20%. The Qs are going to push up. And what does that mean? Well, since the ETF is something that holds stocks inside of it, then that means that QQQ itself isn't really just moving up, but it's Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA. The assets that make up the movement of QQQ would be going up. So that's where we can look for value opportunities in the holdings of this ETF. So if the Qs are going to go up 25%, then that means Apple, which is making up the biggest component of QQQ's movement, Apple should be going up strong, right? And that's why you can kind of see the same sort of patterns on these things. Well, yeah, if Apple is making up 15% of the Qs, no wonder Apple has a similar price action set up on this chart. All right, so Apple just broke out of a flag as well. And you will look for Apple to make that move up. Microsoft, same thing. All charts look the damn same, right? So the value play comes in, it is going through these and finding which of these are not at that peak point, right? So we just looked at how SPY, for example, hit a 52-week high. So we're going to switch from here and kind of apply the same methodology to SPY. So we go look at SPY, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, Google. All right. So Microsoft is still $10 off its 52-week high. Right. We should expect that if the things are going to continue moving in action, Microsoft should be hitting a 52-week high soon. Right. Apple is $5 off of it. NVIDIA, probably a little different case, but NVIDIA is only 40-ish bucks away from its 52-week high. All of these are moves that these stocks can reasonably make within a matter of a week or two. Right. So look for those opportunities and stuff that's not that higher, still has a little bit more ways to go, and find those setups where you can see like the bullish breakouts that'll carry it there. Come down to Google. Right. So Google is coming down, sitting at a support level right now. So that gives you opportunity. If this is going to be the spot we continue to bounce up, and we continue to make, we use this as a zoom out. Let's go 3-day. All right. So we use that as our low, higher low, and then we get this little pullback. Right. That could be what propels us up to retest 52-week highs. Is that making sense? Put a yes in the chat. Put a yes in the chat. Put a no in the chat if you're like, what? And then ask a question. All right. And then ask a question. Let me see how we're looking on these Visa calls. Still looking gravy. I don't even need to check the percentage. Let's check the chart. Still good. Still good. Bro, out, pulling back to that level. We can close this trade. We drop below here. Otherwise, just let it bounce and keep running. Cool. I'm going. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, if you missed the Visa entry, I just from technical like understanding, this will be a good spot to add or get in, but I wouldn't recommend taking this as the trade. It's already made the bulk of his move. That's why this was my trigger level for entry. That's why I was down here. So we already straight on it. Okay. But that's another way that you can find opportunities um, in your trading is look for those bigger correlations. Like we were talking about Amazon, right? Amazon is only $3 away from its 52-week high, right? So it playing into this, breaking out of here, which we were talking about before we even did the SPY analysis, that all would feed into it matching SPY with its 52-week high, right? Tesla has a long way to go. Tesla has a long way to go. Let's see. They got earnings 24 January. Yeah, I'm glad that's making sense. I'm glad that's making sense. We don't leave Tesla be. All right. So we already did Visa and the video was good to us. No need to force nothing now. We can find other opportunities. Let's see what's out here. See what's moving today and where we might be able to take to tomorrow. If y'all got questions, please drop them in the chat. We're gonna do the daily there, 1 hour there, 15 here. All right. Okay. Hasbro. Yeah, double top at $50, pushing back down. Probably gonna end up going back up later. I'm gonna go look at healthcare in a second too. Uh, that's a big drop. It's a big drop. That's crisp. It's probably gonna consolidate a little bit. So Roku is interesting. Um, right now we can see this double bottom on the hourly and at 15 that is currently at. It looks like it's heading kind of weak into that spot. That could lead for a drop and break down to 96. So that'll be very nice to catch that breakdown on Roku. I'm gonna see what this low point is. I already had it on. Cool. Yeah, so below 115 cents. All right. Below 115 cents, Roku set that alert. Set it for 110. Yeah, so that looks nice. For it to drop down to 96, that would be a very nice trade to catch. But that's a trigger. Close below there. Probably be a swing into tomorrow. Let's see. Let me pop that out. Share that with some people real quick. Y'all got anything y'all looking at? Y'all could pop it in the chat. All right, let's keep looking. Pop at healthcare real quick. SLV. Okay, so healthcare been pushing up. Broke out of this little tightening range it had here. It's not showing no signs of pulling back right now for real. Let's see. Netflix. Bird. What up, V? Oh, she said her phone died. Never mind. Let's see. Schwab got breakout potential here. It's testing a 3-day resistance right now. Or resistance that has had the past 2 trading days. So that can go up to 67 on a solid breakout. I like Roku a lot. Colgate. Amazon still holding strong. I don't think that Visa alert is triggered to exit that. Okay, that was good. Let me go back to Visa and MasterCard real quick. Yeah, yeah, we still good. Still good on Visa. Uh, Delta on the weekly. Weekly looks like a good one. I'm gonna check it out. OKTA you can catch on the pullback to 75. So right now it's at 77. If you let it pull back to 75, you can probably get a solid bounce on OKTA. I still really just like Roku a lot out of everything I looked at so far. Planet Fitness is breaking now for some reason. Day 2 looks good for a potential breakout until tomorrow to the upside as well. Let's see if we pop this open. Might swing that too. So yeah, probably will swing take 2. Even though I'm trying to trade less. Calls over. What's high day? 161. Yeah, I want to reclaim high day. Roku alert is triggered. Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna take Roku puts. Oh, it's a fresh 15. Can't. Let's go ahead and size you up. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna take 100 for next week. Okay. I'm about to grab Roku push for next week. Do I see what up, boy? What am I up 318% on? Oh, the GILD calls from the other day. Fuck. I mean, sorry, excuse my language. How the hell runners? 318% on GILD. AI just triggered. Okay, all right. Yeah, ask a question, Cam.
Can I come on here? You want me to type?
Go ahead, you can speak, bro.
Okay, I'm trying to see with Roku, it looks like it's constantly going up and down right now. I mean, it was a big jump up. So is this typically about to be a gap down? Is it about to cover a gap
Uh,
on Roku?
all right, give me 1 second. 18%. Um, what did I just say? I was taking Roku puts and then AI calls and then look at Delta on the weekly. I bet. Your question was Roku gap down to get filled. Let's see, let's
The
see,
true
let's
the
see.
true question is why puts right now? What's the confidence of it
Oh,
continuing to push down? Why not wait for it to bounce
yeah.
back up one more time?
So what I want to see is it close. I want to see ideally a 15-minute, 5 minute or 15-minute close below 115. I mean 115 cent. So that it doesn't just bounce up here and push back up, and then I'm like, but the reason why I'm more confident in it continuing to drop is because if we put on the one now, because it's not having the same strength every time it goes up, right? So if we're looking at it and reading it, read it kind of like think about like a HP bar in like a fight or something, like two people fight. Like the health points on buyers is getting lower and lower. They are not pushing it up higher like they were. Right. We cracked 104, couldn't crack 104 down. We couldn't get back to 106. We couldn't get back to 108. The buyers are steadily losing steam. The sellers are steadily getting more ground to the downside. Right. So uh, you could wait on the push back up to 101.30. Right. That's why I wanted to catch a close below the level so that I'm not entering on below 115. There we go. So I'm not entering right here and letting it push back up. Um, but yeah, this is going down for that reason that the strength is just isn't there anymore on the buyer side. On the buyer side, if we can actually push below this candle and not use this as a double bottom, which is what we're seeing. 266 on average.
It also didn't help. I didn't see you was in that smaller time frame. I thought you were looking at it on the daily.
Oh no, no, this is the 1 hour right now. This is what I'm trying to avoid is buying that, which is why um on a 5 minute or 15 minute below that 115 cent mark. But on the push back up to 101.33, I don't mind taking the push there either. This is gonna be something to go into next week. And then we have a lot of room down to cover. So I really risk the reward on it as well. I don't mind losing if my loss is gonna be small, but what I stand to win is gonna be very large. So it's looking at like a 6 down, uh, and it come back up, and we do press over these highs. That's gonna be a 2% or 2.7% move back up. I don't even know if I'll let it really go that high. If I get next week, but this is kind of the way I'm looking at it is either like this or stopping out here, having more time on it. Can I change these colors? Yeah. So if we make that yellow and dope, that was wrong button. I mean, you get what I'm saying? If you don't, it's
Oh
fine. Like,
yeah, I'm following.
I bet. All right. That's the two ways I'm looking at the Roku push. But yeah, just letting it have a bigger pull back down. Um, it's already pulling back, but it's just weak. It's weak. I Delta weak. So I'm waiting on Roku. I haven't today yet. Delta weekly, we got a Delta daily breakout. Super strong. Super strong, super strong. See what the overall trend, man. Kind of sideways. Yeah, man, we could take over this resistance. Yeah, that's what I see you nodding your head. Yeah, yeah. You on the same page, bro. Love it. Yep. Citigroup was in the chat. To C. Let's look at it. Currently inside on the week, currently holding the support. We got a hammer on the dailies. Go today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Hey, it's got Citigroup got ate up by all the sellers up here. Got ate up. All right. Drop down some more. Yeah, it's playable. It's playable. I would say be weary of that gap below if you're gonna take it up. But this is another one like we was looking at Roku where you have like a real simple but solid risk to reward layout for yourself where you got a 6.6 risk to reward there on the upside. Downside move you take out and hold below 47 75. Right, then you give yourself about a 4 risk to reward 3, sorry, a 3 for it to come that fill gap. So that's a reasonable way to trade that as well. Excuse me. How do I scan for these tickets? These are all tickets that are just over here on my watch list. So I got 185 stocks on my main watch list. Now these are all just stocks that trade weekly options. I'm gonna have you, and then I have other watch lists based on other certain stuff. Uh, I have different ways to scan for things if I'm like doing the end of the day scan or something, but usually if I'm doing middle of the day, it just depends on how I'm feeling. Uh, because there's certain stuff that I'm looking for, certain stuff that'll pop out. Uh, just like a police officer in a certain situation, they'll be more keen to like be like something is out of place. You know what I'm saying? Or just cook and you taste something, you go, this needs more nutmeg. This needs more cinnamon. No, I couldn't do that. I'd be like, taste the hype. All right. So it's certain stuff that'll pop out. And you're like, oh, okay, bet this is tradable. Oh, okay, bet this is something I need to look for. Okay, I need to write this down. I need to come back to it. So we flip through, look for that like this inside candle break out to the upside on beyond that can trigger over 1049. All right, you can take that up. Sort through the volume, net range. On my list, so I already have these stocks, but depending on if I'm trying to catch like a pullback move, that's something I will look for. Then yeah, I'll sort through the percentage change for the day and look at whatever has the biggest percentage changes on my watch list. To find them though, to make your initial list, I'm sure I have a video on YouTube about that. But go to Finviz and set your stuff up to show you optional stocks that are large caps, have over 400,000 average volume, and are above like $20 for the most part. And some of these I do have that are lower than $20, but you can see you can get decent moves as well. All right. AI triggered. Yep. Said trigger for cause. You can take that. I'm gonna circle back to Roku. I don't mind taking the calls. It's early. It's aggressive. I don't mind taking. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a lot of different ways because there's so many ways you could trade. You could trade breakouts, you could trade breakdowns, you could trade squeeze plays, you could trade mean reversion, you could trade momentum, you can trade like the direction of stuff that's picking up volume. Maybe something has a big volume spike. That's one strategy that I use sometimes is looking at stuff that has a like 2 times the relative volume for that day and it's been a decent sized move. So what that would mean is like a stock might normally trade with 500,000 volume, but then if this Tuesday is trading at 1 million volume, well now it's trading twice the average volume. Why is it being traded so much? Why is so much money, being exchanged on particular equity? So we'll pop in there, look at that. Yeah, it's a lot of different ways you can do stuff, but overall, over time you figure out what things work best for you or what you can read the easiest. Take it back to the chef, like, what I'm saying? You probably have something that's the easiest thing for you to cook, like your go-to thing or something you kind of gotten really good at, uh, and you use that thing. You know what I'm saying? And you just leverage it and take the advantage of that. So I would say if that's breakouts, you start figuring out breakout scans and breakout screeners, and what you're looking for. If it's mean reversion, do the same thing. Take two, still looking like it's about to fire off. I don't feel like I need to trade it, but I'm gonna enter these. I'm not gonna enter them like real deep for real, but for the sake of being in them and tracking them as well, into the AI and take two puts and calls and take two. I'm gonna call out the strikes and all that as well. And I am most likely gonna grab Roku puts. Most likely. We'll see how this goes. So either it comes back up to like the 103, 101 or 103. We'll see how that goes. That might be after we off the call. But right now I am gonna go ahead and get to take two calls. You'll probably get better pricing on them if you wait. I'm gonna go ahead and grab them now. I'm gonna go add the money for this week expiration. So I'm gonna go 155s. And those are currently running like 285. I can feel the 285. Can you feel the 285? Cool. All right, so I'm in those at 285 for this week. Probably goes those tomorrow. I'm really looking for a big shot up tomorrow. I don't know. Did you ask a question? Somebody, I was just gonna mute it. What up, Sansan? What up, Shania? What up, Paul? When you have your levels of interest, how do you make a game plan? Like when you do your arrows of pullback for direction. Um, it's do you play a sport? Have you played a sport? Just it's usually easiest to explain trading stuff, but like stuff outside of trading is more relatable. Um, I lean a lot into like sport analogies, but hopefully you say like football, basketball. But if not, I'm gonna use football. Um, so how do I make a game plan? Is pretty much like I'm gonna do two of them. It's like if you playing basketball, right? When you get the ball, you kind of already know what you want to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drive baseline to the left. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pull up, right? But there's certain stuff that you're okay. I got you. But there's certain stuff that you look for where if the defender is in too much space, then I'm gonna shoot it. But if he steps up to me, well, I know I can get by him on my first step, so I'm gonna just drive by him. Right? I know that usually this guy goes for pump fakes, so I'm gonna pump fake and then go ahead, right? So in that sort of sense, it's like if the market does this, then I'm gonna do that. And so it's just like a whole list of, but not like a extensive heavy list, but like a list of plugins. If the market pulls back to here, then it should do this, which means I'm gonna do that. If the market takes off from here, it should hit this. Then something breaks resistance, then it should head to the next resistance. If something drops through support, it should head to the next support. All right, and so being ready to react to those situations. As far as like where stuff would go, a lot of times you could just look at fib levels for that, or key levels that you saw support and resistance at. I think that's more so answering your specific question. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that's looking at levels that's already looking at levels that's already hit. Right. So looking pullbacks to retest stuff or looking at levels that's already hit. So like with Ulta, right, we could have already saw if we replay this. This is a trade that could have easily been planned out and taken advantage of. Like Norris would have been all over this. Because we already see we have our support right there. Ooh, starting to push back down right here. And so now we're anticipating to come back to support. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to look for this to come down here or for 488, but either here and then come back up here or here and then come here and go here. All right. So you let it happen. Do, 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 do. Okay. So cool. You done came down, retested the 487 spot. Right. This is where we say, I bet. We take our long position. Cool. We have support right there. If it breaks through support, we know it's going to drop all the way back down. We got a gap fill below. Right. We're not going to hold that out. We're going to look for the push back up, create a double top. Flip side, right? Just like I was doing with the other stuff. If we don't bounce here, then we'll look for the put, come down, fill gap, or at least start hitting these wicks below, stop out back above here. All right. Cool. We'll let it play out. We're targeting that previous resistance. All right. So that's it. You can also use fib levels. So if we take all these drawings off, ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and so clean. All right, look at where this bounce came in at. We just put a fib on this move up. It came down and bounced off the 50% level of the fib. Right. So you can also use Fibonacci levels to gauge potential bounce areas. Take advantage of it like that. Just so fresh and so clean. Good question. All right. I should probably close. Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, I'm gonna take this 300%. Be good. 306%. We can drop that. Been doing a lot of 200, 300% trades lately. Feels good. All right. I'm in take two still. I'm down like 2%. I'm not really studying that right now. That's gonna just fluctuate. Like I said, you'll probably get better price on it towards the end of the day. Roku puts. Right. So now Roku's breaking back down. It tested this high right here. So it tested this last high. It rejected this last high. Let's drop to 1 minute. All right. I'm still feeling Roku puts. You go ahead and take those too. Usually it's better to take stuff towards the end of the day. A lot of times in the middle of the day, you're just gonna be moving sideways. After the initial morning push. Roku, we're gonna go 10 days out. Just so fresh and so clean. He's gonna cost about $285. That's a bit. I got filled at 284 on the Roku 100 puts. Fresh and so clean. So in the Roku puts, we make 2 calls. Then on AI, confident that everybody learns something. Who I'll take the AI calls too, and then be done. It's so fresh and so clean, clean. AI next week. Do they got 27s? Yes, they do. I think we're at 27 and a half. How many are making at Bank of America over 31 calls? How many you be juggling at a time with swings? No more than 3 or 4 for real, bro. It's a lot easier to manage those because when you get the time on them too, and you're looking at the bigger scope of things, it's really not much to do. You set the alert, is it gonna hit my target or it's gonna hit my stop loss? You know what I'm saying? So it's not that much of a juggle. Once you enter it, you set your targets, you set your alerts and stuff, or you come and check on it like twice a day and you kind of good. The Bank of America crossing 31. Oh, yeah, let's see if it do. It's a trigger. All right. I think we good, y'all. I think we good. We good. I think we good. Amazon's at its pullback level on the trend line. We looked at the bigger picture for Qs. It's probably like it's gonna actually drop more today. It's toying with this little spot. Yeah. If it fails 462.90. All right, man. All right, man. All right, man. What up? What up? What's up, Franco?
Oh, why we had to take
Well, I have to tell you what.
why we had to say Franco?
Franco.
That's
bro, Phoebe. I bet. That's really it. That's really it. We in three positions. AI, Roku.
you input.
Roku and on Roku, yeah. AI calls, Roku puts, take 2 calls.